Let's go over all the games happened on Monday. The first game is the Cavs beating the Charlotte Hornets. The Cavaliers were up a lot this game, and the Hornets made a comeback in the third quarter, but they couldn't do it in the end. Lauri Markkanen had one of his best games, 21 points, 7 for 19. Lauri Markkanen, after this game, his rankings is rising a bit. So far this season, averaging 13 points, 1.4 steals and a block, and only shooting 36%. If he can be a 1.4 steals and 1 block guy, he could be a top 50, 60 guy if he's shooting up. But realistically, that's not possible. Just to hold, maybe a sell high. If you can get any top 60 guy back for him, I would. I don't think the defensive stats are sustainable. Evan Mobley played 40 minutes. That's a lot of time. Did a bit everything. 10 rebound, 2 steal and a block. Good game. And Jarrett Allen, he's a bit inconsistent. He would have one really good game, and then the next game just does nothing. Absolutely nothing. For the season, he's 67th ranked. Even after Lauri Markkanen, averaging just 1 block. He makes absolutely 0 threes, and shooting 56%. Just another big man, typical big man. But 73% field goal is also not sustainable. I would also look to sell high. 1 steal, 3 blocks. Pretty good this game. Collectively they got 12 steals from the Cavs. Colin Sexton, not so much. Just the points. Efficiency was bad. 2 steals and 7 rebounds, and not too bad. Again, Colin Sexton is a guy. If he scored 30, I would look to sell him. And this year, Ricky Rubio only got 25 minutes this game. So it's not guaranteed that he's gonna get close to 30 every single night. Ricky Rubio is still a hold. He still give us 8 assists and 2 steals. Those 2 categories alone, he has really good value. You're not gonna find any guys on the waiver wire that have close number of assists that Ricky Rubio is gonna average this season. Darius Garland, 3 steals, 16 points. He really hasn't popped off yet. Still waiting for one of those games. But he was pretty bad, -9, while Ricky Rubio was +23 this game. For the Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward, the minutes were low. The Charlotte Hornets, they got so many, guard, like small forward positions. It's kind of hard. They gave Miles Bridges 36 minutes. Miles was still great game. And that's a sign that he's gonna be great. He's gonna have a great year. I don't think he can be a top 20 or 30 guy, like anything like that. Top 50 is probably more realistic. He still took 18 shots, 3 steals and 2 blocks. Last 2 years, the big issue with him is he's not getting those steals and blocks. He's been getting a bunch. He's right now averaging 23 points. So the points come down a little tiny bit. 7th ranked player, 1.8 steals. Is that sustainable? In 0.9 blocks, shooting 88%. So I expect some of the efficiency and defensive stats to come down a little bit. But he should still be a top 50 guy pretty comfortably. But again, if you can get any top 20, 30 guy back, I really wouldn't think much. Right? If you can trade him for Julius Randle. If Randle has been struggling a little bit, even though Randle, counting stat-wise still good, I would make the most trade pretty comfortably. Gordon Hayward, the minutes, maybe I think it's a buy low. 2 steals and a block. He should still play average 30 minutes, be at those top 60, 70 pretty comfortably. Mason Plumlee, only 27 minutes. If you're in upon points and a 3 build, I think you still got to roster him. Terry Rozier took 22 shots. Let's see if Terry Rozier can maintain the efficiency he had last year and the steal numbers. Otherwise, he won't be top 50. 23 points is good, 2 steals and a block, and 4 threes. The guy takes a lot of threes. And LaMelo, great game. And it's good to see him playing over 34 minutes. The Hornets minutes is a little bit weird. He was only getting 28, 29. Now that everybody's back, he's getting 34. You can't really explain it. So far, he is the 16th ranked player in 9 category leagues, 20 points. He could even be better than this. Well, 93% from the free throw line is not sustainable, but he's only going to the line 1.8 times so far. So it's not like it's impacting him that much. 20 points, maybe he could do more. 3.3 threes, that's reasonable. 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Honestly, 6 rebounds, he could do better than that. And 1.6 steals and 0.5 blocks. That's I guess one big thing is he's only averaging 2.4 turnovers for a guy that's have a decent high usage. So he's really taking care of the ball, and he might even go up from here. Kelly Oubre Jr., I think he's probably a drop at this point. 21 minutes. Sell high last game. This game just came back down to earth. If he's gonna only getting fewer than 25, then let's not roster him. A lot of the minutes went to Cody Martin, so that makes sense, right? With Terry Rozier, they want a guy with a bit more defensive minded. Without Terry Rozier, they might want to go with Kelly Oubre Jr. So I don't know if Cody Martin can consistently get 30, close to 30, then he could be rostered. But for now, yeah, just leave him on the waiver wire. The next team, the Spurs. Wow, the Pacers scored 131 points. Spurs losing to the Pacers. Lonnie Walker, just not exciting. 26 minutes, so let's just leave him on the waiver wire everywhere. Keldon Johnson is he a must roster guy? 23 minutes only. Was a minus 24. My God, 1 steal, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 9 points. Jakob Poeltl also struggled. By his standard, only played 22 minutes. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, last week I remember him playing some huge minutes. This game, just 22. Just remember, like the big men, it's hard for them to play consistently play 35 minutes a night. Sometimes they might be in foul trouble. Sometimes there's a matchup reason. Sometimes they, in the modern NBA, it's hard to play for big dudes to play that high minutes. But obviously a hold, maybe a buy low. He should be a top 50, 60 guy. Derek White, 3 threes, 7 assists, 13 points. A pretty bad game. And Dejounte Murray cooled off a little bit as well. 16 points, 6 assists, and a steal. All the Spurs guys, even though they scored 118 points, individually, nobody played over 30 minutes, and nobody played that well. And look at the Pacers. Caris LeVert, if he's out there on the waiver wire, he's a must roster. Because all the Pacers starters, they're gonna have some huge minutes for this game because it wasn't close. Minutes were low across the board. Sabonis, easy game, 24. And like I said, Sabonis, they play their starters huge minutes. So I'm gonna enjoy the ride for like a month or two and try to sell him. For now, he's very, very solid. 13th, 14th ranked player, 21. I mean, all the counting stats look sustainable other than steals. 1.8 is too high. The blocks could be a little higher. So if that evens out, should be a top 20, 30 guy. It depends on his free throw. He's shooting free throw pretty well at the moment, 76. If that goes down, but counting stat wise looks okay to me. Miles Turner, he's very up and down, and this is what he did here: 2 steals and 3 blocks. If you want to trade Miles Turner for someone with more consistent counting stats, like I don't mind it. If you have Miles Turner, just a roller coaster. But if the block's available to you, you hold him. If you got Miles Turner on your team, you could always win that block category. He could win you that category by himself. Chris Durote, 28 minutes. His minutes is still high with Caris LeVert coming back, so it's just an Holiday losing out the minutes. So he's obviously still a hold. And with all the guys back, I do worry. Well, Malcolm Brogdon was out. How many shots? He probably get like 11, 12 shots. Giving you 13, 14 points. So that makes him not 100% like you have to roster this guy. Right, 18 points still nice for 3 cents and a steal. And I'll look to sell high if I can get any him plus somebody else for a top 50 guy. That's something I'll be trying to do now that everybody is back. And I think TJ Warren, we don't know when he's going to be back, but once TJ Warren comes back, he should be the starting small forward. Right? And Caris LeVert may move to the guard. I'm not sure what's going to happen at that point. TJ McConnell, with Malcolm Brogdon out, we must stream. 10 assists, 3 steals. Really good line. Just guarantee you give you 6, 7 assists and one or 2 steals if you stream this guy, especially with Malcolm Brogdon out. The next game, the Portland Trailblazers losing to the 76ers. Damian Lillard, man, what's going on? Everything is fine. He's playing 35 minutes. He's getting 20, he's taking 20 shots. The free throws, it's impacting everybody. So, and I haven't really watched any Blazers games yet. I don't know if he's being aggressive or is not looking to draw those fouls. Maybe he knows, so he won't be trying the old tricks anymore. But it's been pretty rough, and giving you absolutely zero defensive stats. Where is Damian Lillard? I still think he should be. He's averaging 0.4 steals, so that means he probably played 5 games. I don't know how many games did they play so far. 6, 7. Like he's gotten 2-3 steals, and he's 104th ranked player so far, averaging just 18.6 points, 8.6 assists is nice, and just 2.1 threes and shooting 35%. What are we gonna do with Damian? I would still buy low very. So when you buy low, the price gonna keep dropping. Like right now, try Miles Bridges plus somebody else for Damian Lillard. Once he turns it on, he'll be a top 10 guy. But I don't know what's bothering him. Maybe it's injuries. Maybe he wants out. I'm not 100% sure. CJ McCollum, meanwhile, and again, like I would trade CJ for Damian Lillard pretty comfortably. He played 40 minutes, took 20 shots, and the defensive stats is gone. Really bad free throw night. Nurkic, okay game. It did a little bit everything. 9 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. And Robert Covington, oh my God, it's rough. It's rough out there. He only got 19 minutes. I would buy low. I would just, throw out Cam Reddish for Robert Covington, right? Throw out some guys that are playing pretty well at the moment. I throw out Norman Powell, those guys to try to get Robert Covington. I don't think it's a drop yet. Just got to be a little bit patient. He's still the starting power forward. A lot of the minutes went to Mr. Little and Fernie Simons. I don't think it'll be he still be getting 25 to 30 minutes, and we know what Robert Covington can do on the defensive end. So I don't want to drop him yet, and I would look to buy low with just like droppable guy, like close to droppable guys to get Robert Covington. And if he sucks, then you drop it. No worries. Norman Powell, this is what he can do: 22 points, 1 3, and nothing else. Good efficiency though. And Alfredo Simons, I mean, I guess we could look at him as a streamer option for points and threes at least. He's been hitting, shots at a pretty high clip. 17 points. I mean, 30 minutes took a lot of minutes from Robert Covington. So regardless, good. And this Portland team, I don't know what their record is right now. If Damian Lillard gets traded and they get somebody back, let's theoretically they say Ben Simmons. Then Norman Powell and Fernie Simons, those guys' value go up because they're going to get way more shot attempts. Those Damian Lillard's 20 shots going to be distributed among others. For the 76ers, oh yeah, they did play the 76ers this game. So Danny Green got injured. Before he left, he had a pretty good game. 3 threes, a steal and a block. Furkan Korkmaz, I mean, Joel Embiid was out. Sixers still got the win, so that's pretty bad for the Blazers. But yeah, I mean, Embiid is going to be back. Andre Drummond, I will look to get any value back. Throw him in a 2-for-1. This guy, whenever he plays, just crazy stats: 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, and a block. But with Joel Embiid, he's going to play 15 minutes. So I will absolutely look to stream this guy every time Joel Embiid is out. But if Joel Embiid plays, he has almost no value. Seth Curry, 34 minutes, stepped it up. And Tyrese Maxey, 7 assists and a steal. I look to trade Tyrese Maxey every time he goes off. And Georges Niang, 31 minutes. I mean, a guy's going to be back next game. Matisse Thybulle, again, 27 minutes is great. 3 steals and a block. This is going to be Matisse Thybulle. He could average 1.6 blocks, 1.6 steals, I think. It depends on how many minutes he's going to get. If he gets 20 minutes, probably 1.4. 1.5 is realistic, and 1 block, and that's it. He give you nothing else. But if those categories, matter to you, you should continue have him on your roster. The next game, the Washington Wizards losing to the Atlanta Hawks. Oh boy, Wizards! This is their second loss. They've been playing pretty well so far. KCP, huge minutes every night, doesn't do anything in fantasy at least. Kyle Kuzma, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 threes, and okay line. No defensive stats. Um, let's check out where Kyle Kuzma is so far this season. Kuzma, yeah, 126 ranked. Averaging, I mean, the 16 points is nice. 11 rebounds, that is crazy. That is crazy high. And one steal is, I think, reasonable. 0.6 blocks. One big reason is he's shooting 47% from the free throw line, so that's gotta improve. I don't think 11 rebounds is sustainable, but 8 rebound is not too crazy. So I think he could be rostered. But he's got a bad name. Everybody hates this guy. So I think if you need rebound points and threes, he could be rostered. And one steal and 0.6 blocks is not bad at all, in my opinion. Daniel Gafford came back and only played 14 minutes. Majority of minutes still went to Montrezl Harrell, and I would look to sell high. I would look really hard to sell Montrezl Harrell high. Daniel Gafford, don't drop him. He should be getting 20 to at least 25 minutes, and it's just 14 minutes. He blocked 3 shots. Well, he was in foul trouble actually this game. Bradley Beal, 24 points, 3 threes. I mean, so far he hasn't been good, and by his standard. Beal, where is his ranking? Yeah, he's 41st ranked player. He should be a top 10, 15 guy. Just averaging 24 points. I think that number is gonna go up at some point. Everything else looks fine. The assist might be a little bit low, 4.5, could be higher, and shooting only 38%. So that's gotta improve. Spencer Dinwiddie, great game, 10 assists, 5 rebound. The thing with Spencer Dinwiddie is how many threes can he make and how many steals can he get. If those go up, he could be a top 50 guy. If not, 80, 90. Montrezl Harrell remains to be a huge sell high. Gafford is back and had 4 personal fouls. I don't expect Harrell to play over 30 minutes next game, if Gafford is not in foul trouble. For the Atlanta Hawks, DeAndre Hunter, 2 steals. I mean, this year's Cam Reddish actually worth rostering at the moment. Coming off the bench, 27 minutes. He's a pretty good steals guy. The efficiency is rough. Can give you decent points and decent threes and decent steals. If you need those 3, I don't hate grabbing him. Given the way he's playing. Trae Young went to the free throw line 11 times, so that's good to see. 6 assists. Okay game from Trae. And Bogdanovic, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. The shot attempts, the usage is not really there. They're spreading the ball around. So I don't really, we still got to roster Bogdanovic, but it's just one of those guys that you might be just streaming that spot at the moment. Clint Capella had a better, he was struggling pretty hard so far this season. 80th ranked player, but he could be a top 50 guy. I think pretty comfortably given his high rebounds, high blocks, high field goal. John Collins, 12 rebound. John Collins just not putting up some crazy, Okay, 34th ranked player. That's solid enough. That's better than expected. 15 points, sure. 10 rebounds. And due to his really elite efficiency, field goal 62%, he's 34th ranked player. Like before Capella got there, he was realistic. Like he would be a top 20 guy. Like he would be getting huge rebound numbers. With Capella, they're top 40, top 50. Let's go to the next game. The Bulls beating the Celtics. The Bulls are good this year, and the Celtics not so much. I think Marcus Smart said something after the game, just saying basically Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they got to pass the ball. 22 shots and 18 shots respectively. They got to pass the ball. They're not playing very smart at the moment. For the Bulls, DeRozan, I think DeRozan got to be a sell high. I didn't want to draft DeRozan because he's 21st ranked player. Any top 30, 40 guy back, when he was on the Raptors, he was barely a top 50 guy. Last year on the Spurs, he was really good because he was averaging like 6 assists and like 2 turnovers. So far this year, I didn't. He's averaging 25 points at the moment, shooting 19 shots. He's really like they're unlocking him. Okay, just go aggressive. You as Zach LaVine, go score a bunch and not worry about other stuff. And he's still averaging 4 assists. I mean, that's not horrible. But if I can get let me see who's like right now. Bam is ranking is pretty low. If I can get Bam for DeRozan, I would do it. Maybe DeRozan plus somebody else for Bam. That's a trade I'll be looking to do. If I can get DeRozan for someone else for Donovan Mitchell, especially if I want those points and threes, like I would do it. Yeah, I think he's a huge sell high. 21st ranked player he's not gonna do that. Vucevic, his scoring gonna take a hit this season. Only took 11 shots, but the rebound, the assists, the steals and blocks should still be very solid. And as a big man, he hits some threes. Free throw is decent. Zach LaVine, yeah, still good. He is right now the 15th ranked player. That's higher than expected. 25. Okay, so he's shooting 96% from the free throw line. He's not gonna do that. And 0.4 steals a bit low. So I would expect like 0.8, 0.9, maybe 1. So when those two things even out, he should still be a top 20 guy. 25.6 points and 2.3 threes is a bit low. But yeah, I mean, he really improved his turnovers this season. Over the years, he always averaged 4 turnovers. Right now, it's 2.3. It's also helping his value a lot. So if given that the fact that he's only going to turn the ball two times a game, he could be a top 20 guy. Otherwise, maybe top 30, top 35. But really good year so far for the young Bulls. Lonzo Ball didn't really do a lot of defensive. So like if he doesn't get 2 steals and a block, the line doesn't look that sexy. But everything else looks about right. 4 threes. 4 threes is good. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. And Alex Caruso coming off the bench, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Still valuable in the category league. So I would roster him. But 22 minutes it'll be hard. Want to see him push up to 25 to 30 a night. For the Celtics, Jason Tatum, remains to be a buy low. But the thing is, he's putting up great counting stats, so that makes it hard to buy low. 20 points, 2 steals. Even when he's struggling with his shot, he's been so bad lately. Al Horford, wow. He remains to be a sell high. I mean, he's the 5th ranked player. If you can get any top 20, 30 guy back, like I don't think you can get Al Horford back for any top 20 guy. He could be a top 50 guy rest of the season. The only concern is, he's a veteran. He's gonna miss a lot of back-to-backs. That's the only concern. Like his role on this team, he'll be getting 30 plus minutes, and I don't expect him to average, 20 points, but 12 points is realistic. 8 rebounds. He's averaging 3 blocks at the moment. That's really helping his value. But maybe 1.6 blocks. That's still top 50 because he doesn't hurt you anywhere. He's shooting 90% from the free throw line at the moment. That's gonna come down. But I think Al Horford is gonna be top 50 unless something changes. Robert Williams struggled, but no worries there. Got a hold, but when he's playing alongside Al Horford, I don't know. Al Horford is taking some of the rebounds away from Robert Williams. Only 5 like defensive rebound. Robert Williams got 4 offensive rebounds, just 1 defensive rebound in 25 minutes. So playing alongside Al Horford, I don't know if Celtics lineup makes that much sense, to be honest. Maybe that's gonna hurt Al Horford and Robert Williams. Maybe they need to go small a little bit more. Play maybe Josh Richardson, Daniel Schroeder, those guys a little bit more, and just play Robert Williams and try to avoid playing both of them together. I don't know, but if that happens, that's really gonna kill both of their values. But we don't know what this is. Celtics are clearly struggling at the moment. Jaylen Brown, pretty good. 5 threes, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal, 28 points. And Marcus Smart, 4 steals. That's great. No assist, 16 points. Marcus probably was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna shoot. Those Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum guys, those 2 guys are taking all the shots. Josh Richardson interestingly got 25 minutes. Because Robert Williams struggled a little bit, so they gave some of his minutes to the guards. Maybe we will see that more often. Fewer minutes, Robert Williams and just Al Horford at the center, and Josh Richardson and Dennis Schroeder. They get the minutes. Dennis Schroeder only 21 minutes. Some of the minutes went to Josh Richardson. Maybe the Celtics maybe try to figure things out. If Dennis Schroeder don't play 30 minutes a night, he's not a must roster. But in just 21 minutes, 13 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals, not too bad, 2 threes. So we could hold him for now because the assist still valuable. But it's one of those things. Again, one of those players you're probably better off just stream that spot. Oh my God, is this right? Okay, this is definitely wrong. They're not showing their stats, but I think the guys that are not showing stats, there's really not much to talk about. Chris Boucher, Cam Birch, Precious Achiuwa, now those guys are really you got 3 guys and Siakam's gonna be back, so nothing really going on there. And OG had a great night, played 41 minutes. Scotty Barnes was out this game, so Svi came in and played 35. If Scotty Barnes continues to be out, you could stream him. OG took 27 shots without Scotty Barnes and without Siakam. Those guys are going to be back. So I don't expect OG to average crazy points. It could average 17, 18 points. I think that's realistic. I don't know if he'll be average 20. But it's for OG, it's about the defensive stats. Only 1 steal here. Regardless, it's a really good offensive game from OG. Gary Trent Jr. played 42. If he played 42 minutes, I mean, you gotta roster him. And again, 4 steals. What is going on? Maybe just all the guys on the Raptors, they get steals. So a must roster, maybe a bit sell high. Fred VanVleet, 9 rebounds as a little guard, 8 assists, 2 steals. Pretty strong from Fred. And Knicks, a bad loss for them. This is. All the Knicks guys are all saying they are DNP, but that's clearly not the case. RJ remains to be a sell high, 27. If you need points and rebounds and a little bit threes, you could use him, but he offered no assists. Steal and blocks a little bit, but the percentages are usually rough. Julius Randle only took 14 shots, so his usage has calmed down a bit. Maybe a buy low, but he's still ranked inside the top 20. So for the whole season, no defensive stats. That's a big thing with Randall. The points, rebound, assists. Those 3 categories are really good. He's averaging 1.1 blocks so far, so that's actually really good. Evan Fournier is not a drop yet, but he was never gonna sustain the production in the first week. So if you sold him high at that point, really good. Here, just 25 minutes, took 13 shots, and nothing else. And Kemba's usage on this team, he's not gonna be the second guy, even the 3rd and 4th option. So I'm not too high on Kemba this year, honestly. So if he ever goes off, I would really look to trade him. But we gotta roster him in the meantime. 15 points, 3 threes, that's decent, and a block. He should still give us a lot of threes. Let's look at the next game, the Denver Nuggets losing to the Grizzlies. Man, what's going on with Michael Porter Jr.? This guy was a headache also last year, This year, the minutes was... last year he got COVID, came back, came off the bench for a little bit, wasn't really getting minutes. Without Jamal Murray, he should have a monster year. He is the 161st ranked player this season. Is that right? Yeah. He's a 161st ranked player. Oh man, you know, averaging just 10 points, 1.4 threes, 6 rebounds, only shooting 34% from the field and 62% from the free throw line. I don't know what's going on with him. Um, I would still buy low, but instead of throw him a top 50 guy, I'm gonna throw him a top 60 or 70 guy, like two guys that who have some short-term value, like DeAnthony Melton or Desmond Bain. Those two guys, because Dylan Brooks is on the horizon of coming back. I would try, do a 2-for-1, try to get Michael Porter Jr. He's really, really bad at the moment. But 32 minutes, average 32 minutes, he's not doing anything at the moment. And one steal and a block this game is okay. Struggle from the free throw line, from the field. I think he will bounce back. Aaron Gordon, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 2 threes. We could roster him in the meanwhile. And Jokic had 4 blocks. It's just still the number one guy, in my opinion, for the rest of the season as well. Like, if you can trade Curry for Jokic, I would do it. Right? Who is the number one? Yeah, if Paul George, obviously. If I can trade Jimmy Butler right now as third-ranked player, I wouldn't think too much to make that trade. Will Barton, 29 minutes. Struggled, 1 for 8, but 2 steals. We still hold. He played pretty horrible at -14 this game. And Monty Morris, 20 minutes, just didn't do anything. Oh, well. Sorry, I thought he had 2 points. 11 points is okay, 6 assists. If you want some assist, he could give you 3, maybe 3.5 a game, and 10 points. If you want those, sure, go for it. He has 0 upside. I don't see him really popping off any game. Just very, very boring. For the Grizzlies, JJJ, man, huge buy low. He played 18 minutes. Had 5 fouls. What is going on with JJJ? I mean, his 3rd year. He's got to learn how to not constantly foul. But in 18 minutes, this is a pretty good line. Imagine he played 30. I think buy low. He should be a top 50 guy pretty comfortably. Depending on the blocks, he could easily move up to top 30. Desmond Bain, 11 points. Desmond Bain, and I just talked about them. Desmond Bain, DeAnthony Melton, huge sell highs. Dylan Brooks is going to be back. Those guys are going to... I don't even know they're guaranteed to play 25 minutes every single night. Maybe 20. Steven Adams, okay. I mean, across the board, nobody really played well other than Ja Morant. DeAnthony Melton, 9 points. Ja Morant, huge. 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. If he can average over 5 rebounds, that helps his fantasy game as well. Again, the efficiency is really good. I still think he's he's a 12th ranked player. If you can get any top 20 or 30 guy back, I would. Vucevic right now is ranked pretty low. Bam Adebayo is ranked pretty low. Those 2 guys trade for Ja Morant. I don't think I would think too much to do the trade. He could be top 30. I think best case scenario, he's top 30 guy in 9 category leagues because his field goal's got to drop. He's gonna average 20 points and 8 assists. But everything else, I'm not too confident. Kyle Anderson, 25 minutes, you could always stream me. And this game, Tyus Jones, he got 27 minutes. Maybe this game wasn't really close, so, the bench guys got him more minutes. I think that's probably why. I'm not sure what happened. But Tyus Jones getting 27 minutes is interesting. That means he played alongside Ja Morant for a long stretch of time. Oh, that's because Jaren Jackson Jr., they just went small, I think. So, Jaren Jackson Jr. is not going to be in foul trouble every single game. The next team, Orlando Magic, man, they're rolling. They got another win. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. Franz Wagner, great game. If he's out there on waiver wire, let's go grab him. Also, maybe a sell high. If you can. He should be a solid player for the rest of the season. 20 points. Obviously, shot the ball really, really well. Just consistent small forward. Give you 13, 14 points a night, 2 threes, and a little bit everything else. He's good efficiency wise, so it just kind of give you a bit of everything. Wendell Carter Jr. played like 19 minutes and played 35 here. Had no defensive stats, but a huge rebounder so far. And 15 points is good enough. Mo Bamba, full blocks. A lot of some of the Okiki is back already. He played 20 minutes, but he didn't take any minutes away from Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba. So so far, no impact so far. But Markelle Fultz is going to be back. Does that mean that they're going to go small sometimes? So the big guys get fewer minutes? And Jonathan Isaac is going to back. Is he going to eat into Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba's minutes? We don't know. But for now, this game, they both play 30, so they look pretty good here. Mo Bamba, 8 points, 5 personal fouls, 4 blocks, and 10 rebounds. Just been huge so far. And if you can't get any good value back, I would just hold. Very simple. Cole Anthony, great game. I mean, I don't know. He's 38 ranked player. I don't think he'll be a top 50 guy. So any top 50 guy, I would do the trade. So far, he's been playing unbelievably. Averaging 20 points, 7.6 rebound, 5.6 assists. Unbelievable stuff. But still, no defensive stats. He's not a big defensive stat, and his efficiency is always an issue. What happens when Markelle Fultz comes back? What's going to happen? Is Markelle Fultz going to start? What's the plan? He played 38 minutes. I think if with Markelle Fultz around, I don't think he's going to play 38 minutes again. And they got Jalen Suggs. They won't make Jalen Suggs come off the bench. So I don't know. All three of those guys are younger. Fultz was the former number 1 pick. So I don't know. And they also got the rookie Franz Wagner, right? So who's going to lose out? No idea, but for now, I still think Cole Anthony is a sell high, and we just hold Jalen Suggs. We can if he pounding field goals. For the Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels is a drop. He only played 17 minutes. 6 personal fouls. Even if he played 30, the only value he brings is the defensive stats, right? And he's not very consistent at doing that either, so he's a drop. It's interesting. Jared Vanderbilt played 29 minutes. Maybe Jaden McDaniels had lower minutes. If Vanderbilt played 30 minutes, I think he's a must roster. He gets huge number of steals, good rebounder. We don't know if he D'Lo was also out. This game, so Malik Beasley came in. D'Lo got hurt, so Malik Beasley. Meanwhile, we got to pick up Malik Beasley with D'Lo out. Oh yeah, and Patrick Beverley was also out this game. So I'll be monitor Vanderbilt's minutes. If they just say, hey, you're going to be the power forward, we're going to give you 30 minutes a night, then he become must roster, in my opinion. But we don't know. Next game, he could just go back and play 10. I mean, we know the coach doesn't like him. The last game of the night is the Oklahoma City losing to the Clippers. It was a comeback for the Clippers, I believe. OKC just bad. They're a young team. They shot 39%. Darius Bazley, man, how do you have 1 assist and 7 turnovers? I don't know. Bad efficiency everywhere, but he gives us the 15 points, 3 threes, 6 rebounds. He's one of the worst 3-point shooters in the NBA. He shot 37% here, so that's not too bad. His body type, you would just think he would be a really good fantasy guy. Should be getting plenty of blocks and steals, and he's hitting threes. He should be a really good fantasy guy, but in reality, he's really, really bad. You just want points and rebounds and some threes, sure, you could stream him. But just know the percentages are bad. And look at the backcourt. Josh Giddey and Shea. 40 minutes for Shea is a bit high. But they really need him. Finally, this is maybe Shea's best game of the season so far. Did a bit everything. Yeah, did a bit everything. 2 steals and 2 steals and a block. 3 threes, good efficiency. I think Shea should be per game basis should be a top 30 guy, no worries, and he should give us really, really good counting stats. The points should be good, the rebound, the assist. It's about how many steals and blocks he can get. Efficiency-wise, he's also okay. Josh Giddey, come on, guys. If he's out there on the waiver wire, we have to grab him. He took 15 shots, so a bit aggressive this game. I think he's going to get better and better. 2 steals and 2 blocks. Remember, he's like 6'7", 6'8". So he could average 6 rebounds, over 5 assists. over 6 rebound, over 5 assists, give us 13 points, 1.5 steals, and zero point 0.7 blocks. So those are Lonzo Ball like numbers. So he's a must roster, obviously. And Muscala played 25. Theo Maladon, I don't know why this guy is getting 28, but yeah, a bad loss. Right now, I think Josh Giddey and Shea are only good fantasy guys on this team. Everybody else is like, if they give Pokusevski 30 minutes, and if he pounding field goal, I think Pokusevski could be good. But yeah, at the moment, not really. Paul George, I would look into to trade Paul George. He played 40 minutes. He's pretty injury prone, but it looks like the steals are back this year, so that's good. If I can get, let's see, he's right now the number 1 ranked player, averaging 3 points. If I can trade, like, let me just start with the names. If I can Curry for Paul George, I would. Jimmy Butler, that one is close. I probably wouldn't do it. Jokic, yes. Karl Anthony Towns, yes. Kevin Durant, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, if I can get Steph Curry, if I can get Jokic, if I can get Karl Anthony Towns for Paul George, I would do it. He's averaging 28.7 minutes, 28.7 points. So that's OKC Paul George. Like, I could see him average 26 points, maybe not 28. That's pretty high for Paul George. He's taking 22 shots a night at the moment. At some point, the team's gonna make other guys beat them, or they may think, okay, let George go one-on-one because he's shooting 49% from the field. That's also not sustainable. 3.2 steals, that's not sustainable. He's a top 10 guy, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's top 5. And the injury, there's always the injury concern. The Clipper resting guys on back-to-backs, so there's that. Batum, 32 minutes, huge. You could stream him for if you're counting points. Zubac only getting 12 minutes, he's a drop. Best case scenario, he played 25, give you 10 points and 10 rebounds. So let's drop Zubac. And Eric Bledsoe struggled. I wouldn't drop it yet. This is Eric Bledsoe, but if he can bring the defensive stats, I think we could roster him. And Reggie Jackson, after the playoff run, just bad. 5 for 17. No defensive stats, but he played 40 minutes, so we can't drop him. If we got him, if he's out on the waiver wire, we gotta pick him up because he's the second option on this team. So he should be averaging close to 20 points in my opinion. Terrence Mann also getting huge minutes, but the minutes is not. It's not secure. But we could look to stream here at least. And Luke Kennard play 30 minutes. If Luke Kennard play 30, he's definitely a points and 3 streamer. Hit 4 threes, but the guy does nothing else. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.